The community of Naledi in Soweto is still in shock and saddened by the passing of two boys who on Sunday died after allegedly eating biscuits bought from a local spaza shop. In an effort to show their support to the two families that lost their children and those who are still in ICU, the community has intensified calls for the spaza to be closed. Meanwhile, the two families are devastated by the loss. Let's get an update now. Nqobile Madlala joining us for this particular story. What a terrible story, Nqobile. We know that the previous weeks, the 90 students who bought so-called space muffins, at least there was no tragedy there because no person died. But in this instance, children have lost their lives. Just give us a background to the story. When did the children buy the biscuits from the spaza shop?
Well, it's our understanding that on Sunday, this is when, on the 1st of October, and this is when this incident took place. And of course, it was tragic. I mean, just listening to the family at this point and how the child was received in this home and where the child had fallen on the way coming home. It was really just tragic. And you know, I want to bring in the family actually to speak to us. And I mean, I understand if you could explain to us a little, Guti, what happened on that day.
Uze umuntu emthole estradini umebhuti uze emkukile ezanengane zasekhaya osisi bakhe bathi umntwana uwile le emain roadini wamateksi umthole khona amletha ejardini. Mina mangivuswa isikhalo sika mama wakhe ngingena endlini ngithola ukuthi omunye umfowethu ngabe ngithi umkhulu kuye uyamrasirate amzama ukumphaphamisha ngomkhumulile uthi yasho umntwana babiyesho kubona laba abanye lebeza naye. Then it happened ukuthi mina mangembona ngabazi ngiphume ngekumakhelwane endlu esifolks wala kwamthembu bakhipha imoto ke bamthathe simphuthumise esibhedlela. Emzuzwini embalwa nje silokhu sesibhedlela phana almost like 10 minutes to 9 odokotela basibize sitshela ukuthi the child is no more. Then mabasitshela lokho ke asichazele ukuthi yini cause, but because yena beyathi I suspect that it's poison ngoba makavula amehlo engane the pupils look like he ate poison. Then okay, we'll wait for the officers to open a case. She has to be taken to a forensics but check what is the cause. Meanwhile, we were still waiting for the police to arrive. Another family came at emergency as a casualty. Baphuthumise ingane ikhumulile bayifaka ngaphakathi. Mabangena lekhala nengane abazali bakhala kumsindo kanjalo. Then ngaphakathi ke la lo ma wengane abone umshana wami uma waka captain uLeon. Ambone ke athi uzwenzani lathi cha nami ngilethe ingane yami futhi naye sengishilo. Hawu ushiye kanjani ngoba lo usichazele ukuthi yena uthenga ama biscuit kaku lo captain emaphuleni bawadla ama biscuit apinki bawathenga emaphuleni badla ama biscuit labantwana laba. Elimanje ngoba lo ashile ke into enjani le ngithi cha wena wazi kanjani tathi hayi labantwana siqashe ndawonye bahlala on the same yard ijardini lodwa. That's how they knew that uCaptain udle senthina lo.
So bahambe baye spaza shop bathenga ama biscuit and bagcina sebagula. I mean, we know it's being investigated, but how does the family feel?
Yeah, I mean, I cannot say ukuthi indeed is biscuits or whatever. Investigation will take place. I don't have to intervene or interfere with the investigation. Just for me to pray God that let's get the conclusion with what happened. Because even the child is fighting for her life right now. And no parent can wait for that. Nobody. She's in agony. And the family, what will happen if they lose another soul? It can happen. I cannot conclude, but I've lost. All what I'll say, just God help us to get a conclusion, closure, and you could say once again. Yeah.
Captain, as you fondly refer to him, Ubenjani Leon.
He was a humble boy. He was a short young boy, 6 years old, humble. He would never speak to anybody. He speak when you speak to him. Even when he plays with his friend, he would never Actually, nobody knows his voice. Most of the people, they don't know his voice because they never, even to cry, you never hear him crying. The boy, healthy boy playing up and down, up and down. That's how we knew him. Yeah.
For speaking to us. Let's bring in Granny. I mean, Granny, you were just telling us how fond you were of Leon. Please come this side. How fond of you were to Leon. I'm sure it's difficult.
Ha re kgone ho amohela kore ntse re ipotsa dipotso hore hobaneng fela re di hloka hobane re ka se botse modimo hore why modimo ke yena tsebang tsohle re di beile matsohong a modimo
kunabantu ke makade bethi bafisa ukuthi lezi spaza zivalwe ngoba okukwenzakalile ifamily iyayisupporta leyo nto
hobane ha rena bopaki hore ekaba ke bona up until re thola hore ke ho etsahetseng. I think ke hona re tla decideang hore ho etsiwe eng, but for now
siyabonga kakhulu ma for speaking to us. Well, that is the family, that's Leonie's family, as you can hear there. They're saying that at this point they are waiting for the investigation to tell them what really occurred to the little boy. They have heard the rumors and what's been spoken about those biscuits that they might have eaten, but they're saying that as a family they don't support closing anything, they're not supporting any violence, but what they're saying is that they would like to see what the investigation will come up with, and everything else can be taken from there. But in the same time, they're just talking about how difficult it is to lose the little boy that they're talking about and referring to him as Ukaptain. And mind you, they're saying that also the siblings, when we were speaking to them earlier, they were telling us that he is the last of the siblings, and that's why he was referred to as Ukaptain, as the last man. And so it's very difficult for the family, and they're more worried also about the children that are in the ICU.
Tragic story indeed. Thank you very much, Nqobile Madlala. Thanks indeed for that update.